Hi there, my name is Jacey Faulkner and I run Ply Magazine. And it's that time of the season where I do a couple demos from the current issue of the magazine. And the current issue is the spring 2022 goat issue, which is awesome because goats are adorable and hilarious. And also make good fiber, you know. This technique is from an article on page 73 or 74 by Jill Graham, who always does brilliant work. And it is an article where she took a cashmere yarn, like she made a prototype cashmere yarn, and then she went about in the article exploring how she would create that same yarn across a myriad of different spinning tools, right? Everything from quill, charka, to an e-spinner, to regular like upright spinning wheels, to spindles. And she gives tips and tricks on how to sample through all of those tools and create the same yarn, and kind of what to change, and if your yarn is too thick or too thin, like what to change on each of those tools to get the yarn that you want. In this case, the cashmere yarn she spun in the beginning. But one of the things I think that is good to show, that I'd like to do a live demo of, is when you want to change your wraps per inch, or when you want to change your diameter, your grist of your yarn, and how to go about doing that. If you're trying to match a yarn and the WPI that you have in the yarn that you're spinning is too high, then what do you do? Or if it's too low, what do you do? So I thought we would just do a quick sample, a quick demo of what you do depending on how you want to change your yarn in that case. I am going to use an e-spinner because I have a really great Sparrow from Daedalus that fits on my desktop that I can like zoom in on and you can really see what I'm doing. So let's get started. I do have to admit that in the article she's using cashmere, but I thought it might be easier to see with a lighter fiber. And so I'm using this mohair blend, but I think that it'll still show you what you need to see. All right, so if you're spinning along, make sure that's in focus. And the yarn you want to create is thinner than the yarn that you're currently creating. You need to put fewer fibers in your drafting triangle. And I'm just going to show you how I do that. Just like that. And if I'm spinning and it's too thin, I need more fibers in my drafting triangle. And so I'm going to do that. Let me slow this down and show you what I'm really doing. Just one sec. All right, here we go. So here I'm spinning at this kind of slow speed. Hopefully you can see what's going on. And if this is too thick, then I need fewer fibers. So I'm just going to draft a little bit farther out. I'm going to pull these fibers a little bit closer to the wheel, a little farther from my fiber supply, until there's fewer of them, and then I'm going to keep it right there. Notice as I get thinner, the twist is sneaking past my fingers because my yarn is lighter and I don't need as much uptake as I have. So I'm just going to decrease my uptake just a hair and see what happens. So again, going to get very thin here because I'm getting fewer fibers in my drafting triangle. All right, I would say that's thin enough. Now, if I find that's too thin and I want to match the yarn, and the yarn that I want to spin has a lower WPI, fewer wraps per inch, then I need a thicker yarn. So I need more fibers in my drafting triangle. So I'm going to reach farther in to my fiber supply and pull out more fibers. I'm also going to need to turn my uptake up a little bit. But now you can see there's more fibers in my fiber supply. In my drafting triangle, and that gives me this thicker yarn. So again, if I want to get thinner, I'm going to pull out a little farther so there's fewer, and then I'm going to draft here. If I want to get thicker, I have to reach farther in my fiber supply so that it's thicker and there's more fibers in my drafting triangle. And that, my friends, is all there is to it.